Hey, so I got the idea to build a sidecar for this mini bike the other day. So I went and picked up some square tubing. That's a spare wheel off my Argo, but I found out I had this spindle. I've had it for a long time, just laying around. And it's the same bolt pattern as the Argo wheel. Kind of hard to tell, but it is. You'll have to trust me. So I got a heavy duty spindle here, way overkill for this project. But whatever, I already had it, wasn't doing anything. So I'm going to build a frame off this bike. I'm going to brace and of course the spindle. And then once I've got the frame for the sidecar, I'll figure out what I'm going to do. I might use a cooler there for a seat, or I might find an actual seat for it. But it should be pretty cool. Okay, so it's a couple hours later and she's really coming together. Still got it kind of mocked up here, but you can see how I'm going to use a cooler. And I'll probably paint that rim. It's only orange because it was a spare for my Argo. But basically, I'm just building a square frame. I'm making it all removable, so I built these tabs that are welded to the frame. Comes back here. Got that insert with a bolt. And I'm going to have a cross brace along the back here. And I'm going to have more frame in there. And build a little frame to mount my spindle. And then I'll build something here for people's feet. But it's going to work pretty good. At first I was wanting to have this frame be able to pivot and have an adjustable brace. But that's a lot more work. Sort of, not really. Well, if you see the way my braces are on the bottom, it is. But anyways, I don't think it's necessary. I'm going to get this all set up pretty level, and I'll take it for a test drive. And if I need to change the angle of anything, I can do it by changing that spindle height. This is going to be awesome. I had to make sure there's enough room in there for people's hands and to still use the pull start and to get in here. But honestly, it's no wider than a quad right now, so it's going to be sweet. Okay, it's the next day now. It's really coming along. This is pretty much the final design. Got the wheel set where I want. Braced up. I'm going to bolt that cooler down to the frame. That's the basic frame. I was going to add more braces to the bike, but it really doesn't need it, honestly. It's not under extreme stress, just a mini bike. I got a finish 45 in that corner. I was just cutting through it there. So I didn't start with any real plan at all. I just bought some steel and started throwing stuff together. However it worked out. I didn't even square up the frame. I didn't measure nothing, just the lengths to cut the pieces to, but I didn't square anything up. To get the wheel alignment, I just eyeballed it. All this gusseting, I cut it at angles with my grinder and fit it however I can. See, I kind of notched that to fit around there. I wanted that extra brace because a lot of the force on this tire is a twisting force, and it'd just be twisting on this one piece, which is only held with butt welds. So that extra little support there kind of boxes it all in. I think that one piece is going to do a lot of good. And these side ones help with up and down as well as back and forth. I needed some back and forth support. So it's fully rolling now. But I still got to put that hub together with the grease and the seal and stuff. I just didn't want any of that while I was welding. It's only tacked right now. I got to take that all apart, weld everything up, and start putting the final thing back together. Unfortunately, it's like minus 20 outside, and I don't want to paint in here because the overspray could have got on my nice bike. So I'm just gonna leave it bare steel, whatever. Okay, so in the middle of finishing up all my welds, getting pretty close to done. Ran out of wire. Changed out the spool and the tip, and then this happened. It's the second time this has happened to me with this welder. It's just a cheap welder, but anyways, this wire right here, it's melted and it just comes off. Melts the connection. So I'm gonna have to try and clean that and solder it back together. But I think it's time for a new welder. But it did pretty good. It did most of this. Okay, I got the wire soldered back in, and I'm just gonna leave it open like this and weld with it for a while. I think what's happening is that's getting hot enough to melt the solder and coming disconnected. But eventually there's gonna be nothing left there to solder to because it's melting that plastic control unit too. So, I don't know. Try not to weld for long periods of time with it, I guess. Well, the welder held up. I finished everything. Cleaned it all up. Got the bearings packed. Spindle all put together. Now I can throw the wheel on. Set her back down and start mounting my cooler. It's rolling, driving under its own power. I just screwed the cooler down from the inside. Took for a little test drive tonight with my son, and I'll get some footage tomorrow driving around the yard. Works really good. Not completely done. Gonna put a fender over this wheel, make the handle a little safer. Okay, so I'm pretty much done. Next day I got my heater going. So I added all this frame here, fender, floorboards, just some old scrap steel I had. They were already welded together like that, but it was the right size almost. So now this frame for the fender doubles as a handle. It's still kind of warm. I just finished welding. That's a really sturdy handle for the passenger. I had to fix my bump stops there. They're broken. You actually don't really need them with the Sidecar. You can steer as sharp as you want to. Some of my wiring is not working properly. Headlight's not working. And other than that, it's a lot of weight for this poor little clutch to move around. So see how that holds up. Got a working radio here. You can tune in AM, FM, Bluetooth, auxiliary. Kind of neat. So now I've got the bobber mini bike back there. If you can see it, it's got no fenders, a better tire. The completely stock mini bike, and then this one. Actually, I've got one more mod for this. I actually have a cool chrome muffler. It's off a Harley or something. Found it in the junkyard. But bring a cool chrome pipe down and out the back. One thing to note when you're designing stuff like this, as I said earlier, I didn't follow any plan. I kind of just threw the pieces together however they wanted to go. But with this tubing, you want to design it in such a way that water can't get trapped in any of the tubes. So an example here, I had a choice where I could have brought this tube straight up and butt welded there and brought over, but that would have been a bad idea because the top of this tube, the vertical one here, could have filled with water and froze and split that square tubing open, and I've seen it happen. So you want to design things in such a way so it's either free flowing, water can get in and out, or it's sealed, water can't get in at all. It's like this pipe's free flowing, this pipe's open on one end. But as long as stuff is free flowing, shouldn't have too many problems. Actually, the pipe's over here that's split. If I can find it, yeah. There. Oh. See? It bulged in the middle and split open. Most of its strength is gone now. So that's garbage. Okay, let's go for a test drive. It's a little cold out today for it. It's minus 20. Here we go. Okay, let's go to the store, get some groceries. That's what I built this thing for. Ready? Okay, we made it to the store. It's so cold. Oh my god. Okay, so now, will our groceries fit in the cooler? Take some arranging here. Oh yeah, lots of room. What do we get? Pizza, pepperoni, pop. Pretty good. Okay, let's head home. Well, that was a success, besides how cold it is. I'm surprised it's even running. Okay, let's go cook the pizza.